introductions. Let's start this thing.
Hello there, everyone. All right. I'm going for some chill music today. And say, let's see how this playlist, plays. Speaking of which, why is it not showing the song? Maybe it's having a bit of a dicky because it's not the same, legitimately the same window as what I normally play. Yeah, just a little dicky. There we go, that's okay, isn't it? Alright, let's clock in the game. I'm going to be honest, my PC is acting very, very slowly today. I don't know what's causing it. All I know is I went on here and it says my CPU's at 100%. That does not sound good when it's that before I even open my game. So let's see how it goes. There we go. So, we're on Temmin. Our opponent's attacked here. We are actually going to go straight to GA today. We're going to do a little bit of fleet in between, but GA is the aim. Now, we are up against Totalnerd. Now, I'm showing the name because they did actually drop me a DM. And it was one of those ones that you don't know what to say. So, I'll be honest, I'm quite happy in my guild. It's always nice to get an offer, it's flattering. But, yeah, I'm going to just drop them a link to the VOD that they can watch it in their own time if they so wish. If anything, they can find out what I used. Saves them looking up, so I'll go GG or whatever. Okay, anyway, let's do the compare. Let's show what they've got. All right, so we both got 2 wins this week, so I'm going to, well, we're both going up for the championship. 12.9 on my side to 13.5 mil their side. 345 Zetas to 398. Omicrons were 4 behind, 57 to 61. As pretty much as the norm, 1 GL behind. Ralix 270 to 289, not the biggest of gaps. Granted, that does increase with the 9s, the 8s, the 7s. The 5s were 2 ahead, not the biggest of margins. Speeds 113 to 128 on the 25s. We're ahead on the 20s, 350 to 311. But behind again on the 15s, 523 to 602. Got slightly more datacrons if that top number is how I always gauge it. Just a quick skim. Crit damage is an odd choice on Kenobi, although granted, maybe even doing a bit of damage right now isn't the worst thing in that blacker counter. Curious what the health pool is there. GG's. 200k plus 509 speed. That's a nice little mix for C. I'm going to say, right, set there. Very fast slacker. Again, I've seen a few 600s of late, so 595 doesn't seem that crazy by comparison, but it is. Anything else of note? Nothing that catches the eye. I mean, I'd say that's a bit odd. Triple health on Jocasta. Maybe it's just for survivability and 3s. Very fast Ezra, so the numbers in my head. Even if we had got it available, like with like 25% Terminator Crons, that wouldn't have been great motherable, I bet. Yeah, they've gone similar to me with Darkside Ray going at offense and health. Yeah, pretty much what you expect from a lot of this, to be fair. Yeah, just one speed quicker, so if that had been on the cards, I know Cron, yeah, that wouldn't have been favourable. Very fast Marek as well. Interesting. Okay, so we've got a plan. Let's see if we stick to it, considering I haven't checked the board. Okay, so they did full clear. 2043 final score. At least we know what to beat. Front wall of Gas, Tuskens, Reva, Lord Vader, and Saw, all one shot. South wall. Ooh. Rey, Omega, Balin, and Enoch, all one shot, but Slacker had to be 2 shot. Okay. The door is ajar. We've got Old Ben, CLS, DTMG, Qui-Gon, and Grand Inquisitor all one shot. To be fair, with the score like this, none of this is surprising. And Fleet all one shot, so GG's to them. Alright, let's see what we're facing. I've said it of late. Ahsoka is a headache for me because I feel like I always have to work what I'm doing around the fact that I'm 1 GL down. So, yeah, a little bit of an irritant. Okay, so it looks like things have moved. There's a Finn on this wall that wasn't there before. Omega's on this wall when she was at the back before. Thor's here when he was at the back before. Caloran's here still, and Ahsoka's here now. So essentially, the only thing that's here that was here before is Caloran, so let's just delete these. Yeah, I'll give this guy his credit. Switched his defense up a bit. All right, let's type him in. Oh. Caloran. And Ahsoka. South. Oh, hang on. I'm trying to do the South Wall without even looking at it. I'm doing telepathy apparently. Okay, Kenobi is not originally in the plan. Blacker is there. Rey is not here at the moment, which makes me think maybe you're thinking of using Rey on my Slacker or JMK. Okay. No trench. Savage into, yeah. Alright, so someone's been watching Vex. I'll put it this, I've seen Vex do that team, so I'm expecting that it's a Vex comp. Right, I feel like I need to reevaluate a few things here. Leia doesn't need to do Ahsoka. Or at least I wanted thought. Yeah, I want readjust pretty much all of this. I feel like so many things changed that it's not worth keeping things where they were. Plus, we don't know what the back wall is. I feel like Kenobi and Bo are quote-unquote safe. I've just realised I've got 2 Ahsokas on the field. I need JMK there, don't I? That helps, kind of. I mean, obviously Kenobi's good Kenobi, but it's at least I kind of know what I need to do with it. So, recently, we did... sorry, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. We recently did Great Mothers and Lost, but I think we then followed up with Bo-Katan and 1. But I don't really want drop, so I'm thinking, do we go for the Bo-Katan, which worked before? Actually, wrong tab. I don't know when it was we faced it. Was it this round? No, I don't think it was this one. Maybe it was one of the closer ones that I lost. There it is, yeah. So the Great Mothers we did... I fluffed my lines on that, but yeah, we used Bo. We retreated as well, so by that logic, I assume we didn't preload. So maybe we give that a go. What's the win rate looking for, I wonder? $96.7. Oh, hang on, that's not the exact team. It would help if I actually clicked the right buttons, wouldn't it? Cat. Ezra. Yeah, I'm not surprised Slacker's got the high stats there. Yeah, the win rate's still not high. This is where the doubt kicks in. I'm thinking, to my knowledge, I've just deleted all that and then he put it back in. To my knowledge, the Great Mothers are a 2-shot. So you go in with that, you're committing to a 2-shot. The flip side is I could afford that Cron. The downside is there are R9. Let me just, for science as it were, put that down like the actual Darth Vader Cron. Essentially just say, yeah, I've got the level 15. What's it doing? 50% win rate. Not the same player. There, GP. $15.7, so that's where my concern comes in, the fact that they've got a very big account, whereas you're looking here, this guy's 12.8. I'm punching up rather than this guy punching down. I'll give this guy credit, he's making me think here, because It's one of those where I'm thinking, do I go with what has worked for me in the past, knowing that if it doesn't work, I have then essentially got to commit to another 2 teams to Kenobi, which is worse than what they did? Or do I commit to the 2-shot knowing that that's what I did, or it's what my opponent did essentially with the Slacker? And what's nagging at me is the fact that when I actually beat the Kenobi before, I'm sure I didn't preload it or take anything out. So it was a fresh battle, if you like. So logically, Bo should do the same she did the first time. I think I'm going to have to trust my gut and go with Bo. It feels weird because if it goes wrong, it's going to go very wrong. But I feel like I've got to trust my gut on it. Tarkin. Actually, I'm just going to move Afra up there. I do like Afra against Bad Batch. I've not seen the Savage DRey team in action yet. I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it. Okay, I could afford Jabba. Might be a bit expensive, but I could afford it. I'm almost tempted to say Gungans there, but I feel like that's a bit heavy. Yeah, I think we just go Malgus. Worked for us recently, so I think that's safe. We can do C up here. I've got 2 Calorans up there, doy. What's the other one? Doesn't try and true for attention to detail when I'm not noticing things like that. Alright, so I'm quite content just pausing there. I've got 2 that I'm kind of comfortable with locking down, but then these 3 I can work out once I know what these 5 are. So yeah, let's get a move on. I'm not liking my GAC plan in this sense right now. I don't really like the idea of having to sort of do half and half. Okay, we'll start with this because naturally if this goes wrong, things go haywire. Also, Kitty Cat here. Every time I'm using her at the moment, I'm thinking, if only I had a better Datacron. Not Datacron, Rowlet level. Well, granted, I wish there were more Datacrons so that I could use this up with Hoda and Luke, but yeah. I wish she was level 9 like a lot of people's are. Alright, let's go. Alright, 2 Kenobi. Damage immune cat. Okay. Let's pass that to Kenobi again. We'll hit through because he's less likely to hurt us when he hits back. Well, at least the fear went. More mercies, I guess. And it'll go again when Blacker jumps. We have got a small ult. We can use that to heal up a bit, I guess. I say heal up, we got shock. Wishful thinking healing was such a thing. Oh, I would like a turn, please. Okay. I'm not liking this because Cat's very exposed and Rey's got a turn coming up. Alright, Mace, you did wonderfully there. And we can target Rey, so she's gone. Right. While this wouldn't be great to clean up, it could be cleaned up. Okay, crew goes. We can... We'll do that, but it's not exactly useful. Alright, just survive this, Cat. Okay. Damage immune Cat. Foresight is lovely. Pass that back to JMK. Ability block is lovely. Now, if only we can keep him locked down for the rest of this battle. Ooh. That probably hasn't recovered enough bans from max score, but we can probably check out with it. Yeah, 66. It's a start. After last time when we did drop on Slacker on Crimson, I think it was last time it was Slacker. I'm just glad we got through it. Yeah, we gotta give this a go. Might as well run into danger. Beef up pockets with the resub. Thank you very much, man. How you doing? Let's get this on. Oh, it's just dawned on me. This has probably been nerfed to hell, hasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, this has been nerfed to hell with the bug fix. I'm glad I just paused to think then. I was going to go running straight at it and thinking, right, we'll take out Ezra and work from there. But the thing is, they've stopped the assists on him. So I think that's got to be a two-shot. Which doesn't leave us wiggle room. Oof. I'll say I like that. Okay. Let's throw that Vader Cron on. Let's see if the defense crit damage... Let's see if it can do anything just to buff up the Night Sisters a bit. Yeah, we put Blessed on Morgan so she can't be lapped. I think we doom Ezra, based on what I recall being told. That's concerning, isn't it? It's the doom, isn't it? Yeah. Bless Morgan. Okay. We can do that for the frenzy. Come on, let me have a look at the description. Is it in the unique? Okay. Blessed there. Yeah, that's going to be dodged. Okay. That didn't even get one out. Yeah, that is concerning. Have I got a plan for Queen? I'm trying to think what would stop Queen from getting Ezra out. We could take out the summon instantly. That is an issue. Let me have a look at the stats for it. I'm guessing it's not high, but maybe there've been people trying it. I mean, I did this once this week with Kenobi, and it was purely because I knew my opponent didn't play Slacker on defense. But yeah, this is rough to get through. 2.12%, and I'm assuming they've got the Cron. Hey James, how you doing? Oh, a Totalnerd, hey, how you doing? Well, just so you're looking in game, I am hitting your wall here. We're at that balancing point. If I give this a go and it doesn't work, I would say I'm out for the simple fact that, yeah, unless I'm mistaken, they have nerfed, well, fixed the way the Mandalorians were able to do it. I'm sure I saw in the patch notes last time they've stopped out of turn attacks on Ezra again. So, by that logic, that won't work. The only way I could see it potentially having an impact is if you were able to get Bam in there with the birds. But even then, that seems like a bit of a stretch. So yeah, I'm thinking, I feel like I've got to go something like this where I can just use Padawan Obi-Wan, get Ezra out, and then clean up again. But yeah, let's just see what happens. So no surprises there. There's going to be a leap. There is doubt there, which is kind of nice. We want that. And this is where they go cray cray. You gotta laugh at that, just didn't even tickle Cat. Like a lot of units, that would hurt a bit, whereas Cat's like, nah. Yeah. I think the only thing I can think to try, like I say, is Bo-Katan, and at that point, I'm stretched. I'm going to give Bam a go just in case the birds can get Ezra, but I'm not anticipating this one. Let's get the Rolo Cron in. Even though we can't do it on Ezra, we can still hit the others. But yeah, very, very tough this. It's a bit rough. It's a bit rough. Okay, well, at least we got saved. I remember, is this Grand Foresight or anything? No, let's just do that then. Oh, is it lock stun? Yeah, I didn't realize it was a lock stun. Yeah, 4 birds. Whoop. Let's do that. Yeah, it makes sense why you've got Rey on offense for you. Let's just see. Can I? I will admit, coming into this, I did forget that we hadn't got Bo-Katan as an option. I mean, I've done a bit of research on what you've placed recently, but I hadn't seen that on your list, so I was like, maybe you're just using JMK for Slacker. But yeah, that one caught me off guard today. Let's do that. Yeah. Yeah, I was, again, just looking at what I was seeing in the data, it seemed like he changed a lot. It was just one of those where I hadn't seen it, like, relatively recently, so I was thinking, all right, maybe it's one you use, like, maybe off using just JMK. But, no. Yeah, there's going to be nothing here. That's the bummer of it. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I've actually used some decent crons as well, so it's not like I can sort of say, oh, I'll throw whatever at it. We've just tried the Great Mothers, they lost. Balin's on defense. Plus we use the Darth Vader Cron. Yeah. I'd honestly say we're tapped out. The only one I've heard is Inquisitors, and I've got them on defense. That might need changing. Yeah, like I say, GM just didn't get through one, let alone any of them. So, we were just unlucky there, weren't we? I think what I've been using here. I suppose that could do something, but maybe that one's better. Okay. Okay, let's put that on. I was planning on using the on Ahsoka, but at this point it's seeming slightly trivial anyway. Sorry, my turn meter thing's gone haywire. Gotta laugh sometimes. All right. How I see it, I don't win this Grand Arena anyway, so I'm just throwing things at the wall now. Hang on, it wasn't this one I was thinking, was it? It was that one. Yeah, James didn't actually drop anything except for Slacker once. So the fact that I'm now on my fourth or fifth attempt here, it's like, yeah, we're probably out. Oh, bloody hell. I mean, that is brutal. Like, it's literally a love tap, 1, 2, out. Damn. There are things you're not surprised at, but there's some things that still hurt, you know? Back here, I'm just thinking, is there a slimmest of slim chances that Cere could get a lightsaber to pop off and kill one of them? Especially how many turns they're taking. You're thinking, is it impossible or is it improbable? It's impossible. Oh, okay. I'm tapping out there. I've got my 66 banners, I'm calling it. James, I would thank you for that, but I think I'd be being disingenuous. I'm going to say, but so GG's on your window. I'm going to say you got through all my stuff. I mean, granted, I think that was definitely a tougher front wall than what I put down, but still you got through it, so GG's. Okay. I've got a fleet battle to do here, I think. Yeah, I've got one battle to do, and then I can hop over to my free-to-play. So let's do that. Yeah, honestly, I should have seen it being a two-shot in terms of... My assumption is you would either doing Han and then Bane Malgus, or you tried one thing and failed. That was what was in my head when I saw it. I know for myself, I'm just hoping that I've done enough this week to stay in Kyber 1 because it was a bit of a bummer when I dropped out the week before. So that's my main aim here. I hope I've just done enough in general. Oh, you did Dark Trooper first. I haven't seen that one, but that does make sense because they'd still have to do a hit, wouldn't they? Yeah, that does make some sense. Oh, goodness sake, I've just realised I didn't bring in Sass. I think you can still win here, but it's not as clean. Can I just hit that a minute? I mean, based on today, I kind of get you feeling, Mol. I think it's just roster sizes to a degree as well. I mean, I wouldn't say that James was much bigger than me today. It's just a case of using it better, isn't it? Like, what tools have you got and what tools haven't you got? Right, that isn't what I'm meant to do, but we'll do it. Alright, so that's down. That's down. I'll keep that in mind, because I've only ever heard people talk about doing Han. So the Dark Trooper's not really got much of a place anywhere right now, so the idea he could actually do something is appealing. Genuinely, I do hope they find a way of making Ezra a bit more wiggle-at. It just feels weird that he's so flexible. Like, it was kind of nice at launch in the sense that people were like, oh, I haven't got Ahsoka, right, I'll throw him with Rey, it works well, but I think it's got to a point where it's like, I think people are just marking Ahsoka down that badly because you just can't justify putting Ezra with her. Whereas I think if they are together, they kind of work better. Yeah, I'd like a bit of a nerf. But I'm assuming there's something they can put in his kit that will sort of deter people from doing Jedi synergies or Ufu synergies. I mean, Ufu one really is baffling in the sense of it's just Rey being Rey there. Hard to know what you could actually do to Ezra to make him not work with Rey, other than saying it only gets certain conditions under Vector leads. And then anyone who likes a bit of theory crafting in the game goes, "Oh, you ruined it." Yeah, I don't blame CG. They can't win on that one. But equally, they brought out a busted character. I think you could argue it's probably the most busted character in some ways since JKR. Not necessarily in the sense of, if you think about busted characters solo, Bane's the winner. But in the sense that Ezra kind of determines which team is stronger, whether it's Rey or Ahsoka. You know what I mean? He's like the wink on. Yeah, that is also a fair addition. I mean, my biggest gripe with it is the fact that pretty much straight out of the gate, that Hoda Cron went straight to that JMK team to counter Slacker. You know what I mean? The Cron itself seems pretty fun with JML, but I think I might have used it twice. Well, JML, JKL, Hoda, you know what I mean? But I just wish we could actually use it for its intended purpose. And I'm amazed that for this current set that just came out, they didn't release something that was equally strong to sort of say, go on, JML, Hoda can have that back. We'll give you something you can do your DRey counters with. It's that element. I mean, personally, in a game like this, I don't really care about the lore. I care about it in the sense that I want the characters to feel like the characters kit-wise. But I'm not too worried about if X character is bigger than Y character because they're meant to be. It's like, I mean, for all we know, Ezra's going to play some massive big part down the line, and, for all we know, he could be actually relatively important in the game, but it's all ifs and buts there, isn't it? It's why I don't dwell on it. It's like, we'll find out in that with that stuff. Cunning, I would like to hit. Yeah, cunning and that. Actually, no, I saw Darth Cross, didn't I? No, I was right, Darth Cross. Let's get there. Alright, I've got a spoil of choices. I've got 2 enemies back to back, and then the rest of it is all people who I know. So it's like, which one do I want to climb over? They both take the moments to wind people up in my shard, so it's a very fun choice. But yeah, we've gone from 2-0 on the main, or 2-1 as it will be, to 0-2 here. So I could really do getting a win on my free-to-play today, just for that simple reason. I've had a bad week. So yeah, it'd be nice to at least pull 1 win out of the bag. I think I got 2-1 last week here, so if we can get a 1-2, at least it's 3-3 for the season. Wouldn't mind at the start of the week I had pointed out that Temmin and Crimson weren't far apart. It's as if the RNG gods heard me and said, right, we'll make sure that isn't the case. Don't want you end up fighting it yourself. As amusing an idea as it is, I stand by it. I think I'd have to do something silly where, if I ever ended up facing my own account, I'd have to do it where I attack on my own or something. And then I'll let everyone else on stream attack with the other account or something. It'd have to be something weird like that. I did say it before, by the way. I put some quieter music on today, even though I feel like my voice has been a little bit louder at times. Even with that, I've got a bit of a headache right now, and I've got a fan on just to add into that mix. So, yeah, just to... So let's go for mellow vibes. You know what I mean? Just in case anyone's thinking this isn't like the more upbeat music he has. Okay. So that takes us to 7 it was, wasn't it? I suppose we can do a bit of GAC dancing. Do a bit of planning, come back, do another battle. What is the skill gap between Temmin and Crimson now? Oh, wow. That's changed a bit since the start of the week. In fact, I'm amazed at that. Temmin's jumped over Palais. I mean, granted, with the loss today, that'll all switch around, but yeah, I'm surprised at that one. Elset still isn't in a guild. I'm wondering if he's quit the game. Or if he's just like on holiday or something and like leaves the guild so they can fill a spot. Anyway. We're in a decider round against Bakarski, was that? Bakarski. Alright. Let's take that down. Let's load up the Crimson plant. Let's do the compare. Hello, Breeze. How you doing? Feels quite nice. I have got a breeze on me right now. Could be cold, but it's a breeze. All right, so Bakarski of Ventress Assassins. I'm 11.8. They're 12.5. We're ahead on Zetas 316 to 295. Behind on the Omicrons, that one's a bit rough, 44 to 52. They've got all GLs to my 7. Ralix 201 to 260. I wouldn't say we're that far apart. I mean, there are only 2 Rallic 9s ahead of me. Bit of a gap there on the Rallic 8s, 13 difference. I'm ahead on the 7s. Bit behind on the 5s. Doesn't feel like worlds of difference. I'm behind on the mods, which I don't like. 64 to 99, 244 to 274, 408 to 505. They could all be better, but... Ooh, that's the rough one, though, the Datacrons. Alright. Let's just see... You skimmed that a bit too quick. Again, it's on JMK. Bit of an odd one. Same with full health sets on JML. Okay. Nothing like stuck out at me. Very fast echo and tech considering Bad Batch aren't meta right now. I say that even though I've got a very fast one, but I'd argue I don't really... How do I phrase it? I haven't got tunes more demanding of the speed yet. Yeah, interesting. All right. We've got a plan of sorts. Let's see if we can stick to it. So to answer your question, Breeze, I'm doing okay. We've lost on Temmin, so we're going to try and get a win on Crimson today. Ada, boing. You're a duck. That was funny, Mears went boing as well. Okay, I don't think they've attacked, so at least based on the fact that no one's idling. So, yeah, let's go straight into the plan. I'm going to say, fingers crossed it ain't this, say. But yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright. Kind of want to wrap up a little bit quick today, just because I said it already. I've got a bit of an headache. I wouldn't say take 2 paracetamol, but I just want to sort of chill a bit. You know what I mean? I don't see a Star Killer here. I don't see a Reva here. I don't see Slacker here. Bane, Enoch, Thor, Kala, and so it's Tarkin. Okay. We got Hydrate, Posture Check, and Stretch from Ada. That counts as 2, doesn't it? I know it doesn't make a noise, but I do think it's kind of cool that it shows it in the chat at least. Oh, and Chris is joining the little group for it. Yeah, I think it is sugar-free. Oh. I'm not sure if that counts as a posture check and a stretch, but stretching something. I straightened me back a bit. Oh. All right. South Wall. Let's go here. We've got... It doesn't say much. It doesn't say much. Oh. Okay, Slacker's on defense. That was not predicted. Jab's on defense. Lord Vader, Ahsoka, Rey. So these 2 can be removed. Okay. Annoyed. All right. What are we gonna do? No worries, man. No worries. I'm going to keep that out of context a little what I've said here, but I have a tendency with Chris to, if I want just say something that's on my mind a little bit with him, I'll drop a message, and even if I'm like in a moment going, all right, I just need to get something off my head a minute, I always think to myself, even if he can't reply, it's the equivalent of a voicemail. You know what I mean? I'll just send it, and then if it gets lost in the void, it doesn't matter, but at the very least, it's out of my head, you know what I mean? Yeet! Tell me what the yeet. Don't say free to play for the win. I bloody hope so. I bloody hope so. Pirates, yay or nay? Ahoy? Kind of in the middle, isn't it? Genuinely, I think they could be interesting. There's the sequel era pirates. They seem like they could be an okay little faction. Maybe not anything too strong, but interesting. They're going to be led by Maz Kanata eventually, so it could be good. I think she's got a pretty good kit against Sith. Bit early to say about the other lot though. They're the skeleton crew, and Pirate King Hondo Naka will be leading them. So we don't know what he's all about yet, but considering he's going to be a galactic legend, he's probably going to be good. Maz is going to lead the sequel era ones, you know, Athano, Quigold, Kix. Hondo is going to be leading Brutus, Vane, and Silvo. I had to keep in my head who was who then. And then we got like some leftover pirates from other things, so they'll probably go in there. There's only one light side, to be fair. The only light side that they've released is Kix. Yeah, it's got that vibe on it. He is what he needs to be. He's a very flexible pirate. If CG say, right, we need you to be dark side, he'll be dark side. You know, you just think about him kidnapping children. You know, that's dark side enough. I just want to share this to the masses in case you haven't caught wind of it. It originated with NuBatch, but I picked it up via... Well, I picked it up via Scribe, and then I picked it up via Eggnards as well. I'll put the link in the chat, because it's worth sharing it about in case it can get some traction with CG. Essentially, it's a discussion about GAC right now, and kind of the problem that smaller accounts are facing. And I think if you've got a bit of time, it's worth giving it a watch, even giving it a share if you can. I mean, I only got through half of the video just for the fact that I started streaming pretty much straight after tuning into it. But the long and short of it essentially is that maybe if they go and rework GAC, they could afford to create like a give up division. You know, those who just don't play. And I'm fine with that. I like the idea that if people are just not interested in GAC, they get like the bare minimum. You know, they get something, because I think it's fair that just for... Yeah, they don't get nothing, essentially. But I think just for the matchmaking, or the sake of matchmaking, it would be beneficial if they did create a division like that. Essentially just to filter out all those who don't give a damn and just let the rank drop. I mean, I know a few people who've done that. I also know a few people on the other end who are really low ranked and they are struggling to climb because they've got like one GL and they're facing accounts with all of them. You know, so yeah, if CG can hear it and work on a fix, it's been well overdue. This is years and years of build up. But with the greatest respect to them, I think it's about time they've got onto it. You know what I mean? And fingers crossed, if something like this can just raise a bit of awareness to them, maybe it's time. Yeah. I think that's the thing, isn't it? I'm still in a place where I'm working on my Zetas and Omicrons on both accounts. Yet there are the bigger accounts that have got no Zeta or Omicron crunch now. Like, I've heard a few people at that end saying, you know what, I'm thinking of actually applying territory battle Omicrons. You know, and that's kind of where it is. So I feel like there needs to be a better balance. Something in like the middle where as you're going through like the GP gates or the individual crunches you're probably going to end up facing, then you get relief for it. Maybe it's a case that as you get more boxes in TB, you get more things that are relevant to you in that sort of bracket, because surely you can gauge what GP people are at based on TB engagement. I mean, a 700 million guild is going to be needing certain things more than a 400 million guild. You know what I mean? You talk about TB in general, you talk about TB Omicrons, because personally I find TB's becoming the second most interesting game mode to me right now. I'm really, really wishing that my guild was doing a bit more in TB. You know, I'm getting really frustrated with Cere, that we aren't making progress there. And I'm getting frustrated that we aren't making progress on Mandalore either. Especially when Cere, Jedi Calcastus, Bo-Katan, they're all good characters. It's not like you're being told to farm up a load of crap. That's where it's getting me, because that would relieve the Karatech gate for a lot of people. And it is really winding me up, because every time I'm seeing the numbers come in and I'm like, it's like we almost go backwards rather than forwards. You know, and people leave guilds over stuff like this. It isn't good. For the record, I never said I would willingly do a TB Omicron. I have done them in the past, to be fair. I've got one on Crimson here for Jedi Calcastus. But yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Thing is, right, I've been with... Let me get the timeline right. Revolution of the Force. They joined, like, the group of guilds I'm in 3 years ago, maybe? Could be 2. And I'd been in that group of guilds since 2019, maybe 2020. So yeah, it's been a long time that I've been with these people. You know, and... yeah, exactly, you're still in the Emissary, aren't you? And yeah, it's one of those where... Except where we are in the game, you know, we're as an alliance of sorts, we're very laid back. I think my issue always comes from the fact that Revolution's meant to be like the one that wants to strive to be more competitive. But when that isn't actually looking like it's happening in any way, it does frustrate, because it's like, you want to raise the standards, you want to encourage new players to want to join, but then you get things like that that keep making it harder and harder. Hey up, Snappy, how you doing? I'll go and say, if ever you just want chat in there, I'm sure there are people who chat to Ada for what it's worth. You don't have to, obviously, but you know what I mean, they're all friendly people. Exactly, it's been a long time I've known a lot of people, you know, and I've left the guilds before. And I think the thing is, it's not, I don't want to say that the grass isn't greener, because, you know, like, other guilds do better. I think it's more just a case of you can miss the things that you've got where you are, you know? I'm laughing, but yeah, it's something that I can relate to. I mean, Tommy, for instance, you responded to a post I put the other day about officers, and everyone in the officers chat has been that preoccupied with other things, including myself, that we haven't actually gotten around to talking about it. You know, and it's one of those where it does get a little bit irritating, because it feels like you're sort of just taking baby steps. I only actually got back to being an officer because I wanted to help the group out, but yeah, I kind of wish I'd stepped out of it. And I appreciate that, I do. I mean, you know, I'm just going back out this DAC a minute. I'm just going to do a fleet battle just while I'm sitting here. But yeah, that's kind of where my head is. I'm like, sorry, I'm just trying to find someone. Go for Cronus. It's always that balancing act, isn't it, right? You got to respect what the guild's all about. You know, the guild is not trying to push for anything ridiculous. Like, even when I did that little post a month ago, which anyone not in the guild won't have seen, obviously, but it was essentially me just trying to set out where we are right now, what goals we'd agreed on, and what we can try and achieve in the next couple of months. And I just thought to myself, is this just a waste of my time doing this? Am I just deluding myself into thinking that we're actually going to get a response from this? That is the thing. But just for the record, James, I'm not ignoring you on YouTube. I'm just trying to be a little bit more, you know, I'm trying not to just say anything right now. But yeah, we did merge for that reason. And it's frustrating, if anything, right? Because we've had so many people essentially leaving because it just hasn't been able to keep up with their expectations. I mean, Mole, for instance, Mole's done wonders since leaving. I can't remember where Mole went to originally. I think it was one of the Rebel Force guilds. Again, I don't even remember exactly what sort of level they were on. But Mole's now in Sigma Alliance, I think. I think it was Sigma Alliance I saw. You know, and that's like top 8 raid guild. You know, so you're thinking you can push on pretty fast if you take the leap sometimes. But I'm looking at it from my own point of view, and I'm thinking, I almost want to drag other people up, and I know you can't do that. Well, you have to weigh up that thing in your head. But yeah, it's honestly where I feel like I just need to think things through a bit, you know what I mean? It's like... I know why I play the game the way I do. You know, I'm not a very TW-focused guy. I say I'm not that. I pretty much deploy, and if anyone says, can you attack this, I attack it. It's just, I have no interest in that game mode. But when it comes to, like, TB, I can't help it. I just feel like I want us to be doing more, you know? Yeah, and it isn't right, don't get me wrong. Even when I was filling out the bit about TW in this form, I did, or this, like, statement of where we are. And you was writing it, and I'm thinking, I feel hypocritical writing it, because I'm the one who doesn't enjoy the game mode myself. But I'm like, well, maybe I can just foster some enthusiasm in other people. I'm not wrong in thinking they remove TB, don't they? Yeah, I always think they should have a review phase for TB like they do TW. But yeah, we got 28 this time, and that was below par because we had someone ignore a preload. We go here, don't we? But yeah, it's like it says that our high's 30. It genuinely feels like I wouldn't even go 36. 36 is probably the wrong way to shoot. At least in terms of if we're going for the Relic 8 planets, we need to focus on Zepho and Mandalore. If we can get them unlocked, we get two stars from each of them planets. But then, more importantly, we get the car attack. Get the car attack, people can then farm up at the farms quicker. Feels like it's going on loop with it, but it's like... Some people just aren't hearing that. It's as if they're like fixated on their own things, like, oh, but I've got to do my Galactic Legend, oh, I've got to do this, oh, I've got to do this. And it's like, work on the guild stuff, and you get the rewards from the guild stuff to then put into your own stuff. I don't profess to know everything about this game. I don't. There's so many things I don't know. I've even been schooled today in GAC, for instance. But it's that thing of, you kind of want people to just, you know, if someone's giving advice, hear it. Don't just sort of shrug out and say, I'm going to do what I want to do. I can imagine, Mol. I can imagine. I mean, how I look at it, let me just get the numbers right. 48 stars, so that's... If we're getting 30 for the Relic 7s, and it's 9 a phase. Yeah, you're... Does that mean you're in the Relic... No, you can't be on Relic 9 planets. Can you? No, I bet you are on the Relic 9s, aren't you? Because I'm imagining you're getting 2 stars each on Zepho and Mandalore. That's 34 from where ROTF is. And then add 9 on is 43. So yeah, you've got to be on the Relic 9s, haven't you? Bloody hell. I mean, I'll give you a due, Mol. That is a massive leap for you. You know, I mean, I remember, what's his name? Arnold. He was showing off the other day. Saying he'd never been there. So the fact that you've got there, I'm like, GG's to you, man. But yeah. Safe to say I'm a million miles away from off. Alright, I'll be honest, I won't get off this topic because I feel like I'm just stalling here. Let's just run with this. I think this is okay. We'll start with Cere on Rey. Hey, I'll tell you, that's still something. I think that's essentially what I'm after with my guild. Just last word on it is the sense I just want them to show a bit of ambition. You know, I feel like there's just a lot of stagnation as far as just being happy with what they get. And I'm like, just show a bit of ambition, you know, like you actually want to do something. But again, it's where I know I'm asking too much. And it's like if I was talking to someone outside of like Bloggo and I explained this kind of scenario, I'm sure the simple answer is, rather than trying to solve problems with and sort of forcing people to bend to your will, as it were, solve them yourself, essentially. You know, and just not nice, that option. It's a little bit mad, that, Tommy. I think 10 mil, you've got a shout at it. Not an easy shout, but I know there are smaller accounts that can do it. Let me have a look at your roster and in the next day or two, and I'll see if I can plot your red crate path. I agree, Zetas could be holding you back, but maybe it's just you've got to see a few cheeses. The irony is, I don't think Jacosta's not Jacosta. Maz is the one that's like crazy for it, but you might as well give it a go, eh? Yeah, let's stun ban. Yeah, that's fine. So she will go bananas. That's fine. I swear that people had the right idea with Barriss at the start of this Datacron cycle, and I don't think I've seen anyone follow through with it, making Barriss squishy. Because surely that makes sense in this battle, especially where if she's squishy, then the AoE will kill her, and then they get the 100% offense, and is it turn meter? You'd have thought that'd be better than what seems to be the case of keeping her tanky as a, you know, to keep healing. And that can happen where she's the last one standing. Again, maybe I'm expecting people to remod, which I myself wouldn't do, but yeah, just a peculiar sight. Oh, that's funky. Ahsoka, Ezra, what? I haven't seen that before. Well, considering this could wreck the round again, let's go for this. After today, I am thinking I may have to readjust my defense on Temmin a little bit to account for this. I don't like the idea of removing Rey off defense, but I think I might have to see if there's a better option like Balin or something. I think I got it in my head that if I faced it, I'd be able to use bow, and yeah, obviously not. Oh, hang on, that would have been a misplay. I know he's got the stun, but I kind of like the idea of putting Shen on Mace, just in case he gets out of it. A bit for that scenario that we just had. Oh, Balin has a low win rate. Need high potency to land stuns. Best bet is if you want to keep Rey on deficit to JML with the Hoda DC. For me, that means I need Bane Malak, and I haven't actually seen what Cron is working for him right now, because I know that Zalbar was the one before, but that's obviously expired, so maybe I give the Vader Cron a go. I have seen how that plays out. You essentially want to shock through so that you can then get a stuck on DRey. That's how I remember it anyway. But pretty much for the last 2 seasons, I've just gone nowhere near that counter for that reason. It seems messy. Oop. All right, she's gone. I'll laugh. This is actually some of the more complicated, well, not complicated, the less clean battles I've had of late. I don't usually. I've been getting like 57 in this battle a lot lately, so I think today's 56 and 54, is it? Because it's a free card that you don't have to use tokens on, Snappy. That would be the simple answer there. I actually don't mind how that works. You know, if they basically say, right, you play the game, you get the card. I actually prefer that to the Kid Omega dilemma. Yeah, I've got. I've learned a lot from Vex lately. I haven't been watching Ass do it as much, or Songita. I'm gonna have to just watch my backlog essentially. It's weird. There's a YouTuber I absolutely adore, and he'd been off YouTube for about a year, and he just decided to do a comeback this past week. So I've been watching all the new content he's put out, and yeah, it's just meant that one like Vex has just slipped down my watch list temporarily. Jab, it's Galactic Republic. If anyone has heard of Big Mooney, that has been one of my he's one of my YouTube inspirations, if you like, in terms of I just love how he presents his content. You know, he's got his own style and everything compared to like what I do, but I love it all the same. Go on, we'll throw that on. Yeah, I've really enjoyed watching Vex. I mean, I feel like I'm not slandering the other two named, because I love Tass, I love Sangita. But yeah, I feel like Vex has really formed a little niche for himself, you know what I mean? Alright, for a second I thought, am I in the wrong order here? I don't think I am, it's just it felt odd. Just think to yourselves, I had to use Jabba to beat Queen Amidala last round. That was fun. I think I actually lost the round still as well. That was the galling bit. I did. I've just remembered I was chatmated. I essentially had to use Jabba because it was the only thing that could beat the Krennic Cron. Statistically. I'm going to have to use the heal on Padme. I don't want to resummon, but I've got to just try and give Padawan Obi-Wan some extra health. No, don't. Okay. Oof. Okay. Just kill. I think I was right there. I think using the heal then was the best move, but it just didn't feel right. There we go. Such a weird counter this in terms of... it reminds me of Gas versus... or more like CLS versus Gas. You know, that was like a go-to counter for me. It's what got me climbing Squad Arena back in the day. But the fact that Gas with a bit of knowledge, could still beat DLS. It's like, it's not that good, is it? Okay, 57. I think we gotta go see Bane. As much as I would like to throw some mishmash in there, I think Ezra kind of dictates taking it seriously. Yeah, I don't want to give up the 9th Cron. I think we just go for defense there. I wouldn't even say we desperately need the Cron, but you don't want disrespect to an Ahsoka team with Ezra. My point being, if the team does what it does, it should be okay regardless of Crons. I don't think it's going to like change it drastically, but just supposing like they got a weird hit on C and you wouldn't like to not have the Cron, you know what I mean? Alright, so no more tech going about. I was saying this to myself the other day and I cannot remember it. I know that if you've got C versus Ahsoka and it's not Ezra, it can win without Bane, but you just need stall. Off the top of my head, I can't remember if you have to stall with Ezra. Because the old point's about building up mastery, but I can't remember if you need to do it because Bane's here. Like the last couple of times I have actually stalled just to be safe, you know, it doesn't take long for C to clean up. Well, C and Bane to clean up, but it just feels safer to leave it till the 2.5 minute mark and then ult. Essentially just means you're dragging out the battle. You know, if they were going to buff this faction, I don't know what they could bring in. Like, yeah. Fair play. But, obviously, we've got 2 minutes odd, so we can ult. You know what I mean? We stalled a bit. But, I don't know what they could bring in from, like, this era. It's odd. You'd like to think there is a potential lifter out there, but when we've had this discussion and the idea is, oh, Ezra's a bit, you know, not that big compared to, say, a Bane. And it's like, well, what could they bring in that's worthy of being a lifter? The only thing that is sort of from that era that might be kind of fitting but weird is like Chancellor Mothma. Unless we won't go for the Resistance pilot whose name I can't remember. But again, is that a lifter? Just makes me think they need to alter Ezra's kit a little bit. At least if they do want to try and keep Ahsoka pinned to Ezra a bit more. mean, surely it wouldn't be Jason Syndulla. Surely that'd be pushing it a bit, having a kid in the game. Especially when you didn't have any action of any sort. You know, you couldn't do something like that. I'm literally scrapping my head. Resistance hero, well, Spectre hero, Chopper. Maybe the little turtle things that they found on Peridia. I think barrel and scraping are words associated there. Yeah, that shield generator's doing a number for him. Okay. I'm going to hit Lord Vader now just so I don't go away from it. I think JML could do Ahsoka. Okay. We'll start off with that just to keep everyone safe a minute. And for this, I'm just going to put Armor Shred on just to kick it off. That way when Pam's got birds, it's a little different. Okay, we'll go into poop stance, but fingers crossed IG will be fine. They really want IG. I'm slightly insulted at it. Right, 20 stacks of birds. Wow, Vader didn't move. Well, I say move, he moved, but he didn't fall, which I was kind of hoping he would. One of those things where I'm just getting ever so slightly tilted. Let's do that. Yeah, I think we give JML a go. Let's just knock over here a sec. We got an Ebrett running on Twitch as well, so it gives them a second. JML wasn't in plan here. If it is Balin at the back, then Jabba's okay there. Yeah, I think we can afford to use JML just to clean that up. Timing-wise, I just wish the ad break had come a minute or two later. More Mandos are on defense, but I'll keep that in mind. Isn't ISC bugged? I can check, see if he still is. Just because I know sometimes it's a... Yeah, I was going to say, I could have sworn he was bugged, like he was doing really slow attack animations. Someone just gave me a little heads up as if, say, if you're going to use it on offense, you know, be careful. Yeah, I did it with the... Well, not with that in mind, but with thinking to myself, all right, at least I don't have to deal with it. All right, let's... You know what, I'm going to give this a go without a Cron. I'm short on him, so I might as well try and save him. All right. I know that JKL can look like he's about to pop his clogs when doing this battle, so got to be a little bit careful. I'm trusting full auto a bit here, but I'll keep my finger on the mouse just in case I need to take it off. Tell you what, if Cal could get him with an armor shred, that would be nice. I think the more interesting coining. Okay. I wasn't really too bothered about the banners there, just making sure I got through it. Oh, wow, that is something I've not seen on defense in a long, long time. Okay, so Rex 5s. Rey, Scav, Rey, Holdo. I know that people have been trying that. Well, more in particular, I've seen T-Max last time saying Rey Jedi training, Scav, Rey, Ben is a thing. But yeah, pretty much every one of these teams are different. All right, well, certainly mixes things up. Yeah, no Reva. There is Padme, Omega, RJT. So it's Rex and Qui-Gon. In a way, this feels better. In a way, it feels not much difference. I actually did like this last time. Wampa versus Omega. I think we do Traya there. I'm just wary. I'm getting to a point where I'm using certain teams and I need to make sure I've got things available. Like I've got 3 here or 4 here that I don't really know exactly what I want to do. I mean, I could do a normal Reva team there, and then I could still try and do something with Ninth Sister Cron. Maybe I do a split with Reva, like Reva 2nd and I don't know, 8th, 5th. Thing is, that could weaken that counter though, so it's like, do you want to do that? Whatever I've taken against Rey Jedi training's got to have a bit of survivability. Either that or a way to get Rey out of the equation pretty fast. I think Finn's misleading now. I don't think he's on offense. Let me actually have a look at what I've got. Let's just go in for a battle on that north wall, just start chipping away at it, because I've got to clear that. Yeah, we'll go for these. We got Jabba, we got Reva, we got Malgus and that crew. Some bounty hunters, Traya, Wampa, Night Sisters. Starts to fade away a bit there. Also, can I just say, as many people have been like saying, oh, Ewoks, you know, and all that, I'm like, I farmed these bad boys up before the Lightspeed bundles were a thing. I have actually got some Tarkin clones of my own, but they're not Omicron, so it's going to be very, very different. Yeah, slightly different character though, but I get your point. It's I've got that on defense myself for this round. I know that essentially you can just throw it in with anyone rather than Ewoks, but yeah, I've been doing that. Sith Empire, let's do that. Yeah, that's a fair question. Could we get away with this? Maybe not. Here's where wish I got the Zelbar on me here. It would give me that option. Yeah, Rogue One, I hadn't actually thought of them. No Omicrons, yeah. It's alright, I think I got scared off recently with an Omicron version. Actually, no, let's take that off you. Let's give that to you. I remember taking Bazin last week, I think it was. And yeah, it wasn't very good when suddenly he's getting Order 66 for dispelling. They find Scorch very hard to kill in this team, though. I mean, he is a tank. He's supposed to be able to kill, but he didn't go down with the initial Adrad ult. So yeah, a little bit problematic. Easy to clean up, but still, it's one of those situations you don't want to drop a battle, do you? I noticed as well we got a Pirate GC this week. That one felt very odd. Like, I know we got enough of them now to actually do a full team, but it's like... It does still feel a bit awkward that we're being told, right, go and do the GC with these ragtag group. Not as bad as Gungans, but still the thought popped in my head. Right, so that then affords Malgus there. And I know we can do a cheap Malgus there. So I can afford to do Traya there. Revan there, I guess? Cheers. Honestly, I've been kind of having it on the background just as I haven't really been focusing on it, but hey, nice to know my well, I say my playlist. I've literally just put a random playlist on. But hey, nice to know it's landed. Yeah, shall we just carry on? I don't think there's anything too alarming here. Let's give the Bad Batch a whirl. One, two, three. Love to like do more than just. I like apply more datacrons. I just didn't get enough time to do the conquest here. Oh, wow. Okay. I will give them their due. Vote me out. That's the first time I've lost that, at least in that manner. So, it will be remembered. I don't know if Night Sisters could do it. I mean, I could spare that. I mean, pretty much that is why it's there. People are going, yeah, I've got these 3 spare. They aren't with Kenobi. They aren't with anyone else. I wouldn't have actually known that, because, to be honest, Enoch's still pretty new into, you know what I mean? I feel like the one I was using when the team first came out, if I remember right anyway, I think it was CLS. Just for the fact that even though they've got anti-crit synergy, by the time you'd done all your attacks, it didn't really matter, did it? Uno reverse. Ooh. Let's cleanse that. You've got to love an out-of-turn attack against Padme. Right. I'll keep these in mind then, because I feel like I always need something for this team. You know, never anything massive, but just something that I know won't get its arse handed to it. I always like it when I've got like things left over, because this is just something that you can usually solo with something. Or at least underman. And I know that's bad because it was on my defense as well, but I think sometimes you just have to put some crud down. Okay. $34. Hey, we're through. So KB can be taken out by Reva, I'm pretty sure. I think it only gets dicey when it's Mace. I was just thinking, she hasn't got Zetas or Omicrons. Yeah, so there's no Omicron upgrade, so she shouldn't be reducing my max health. I wonder if I do that. Like, I am taking away the 2 key pieces for Reva, but I could throw Reva with 2 others to beat something else. Okay. I would like to focus on KB. He's got 6 stacks, so let's just go for it. Perfect. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I was naive thinking, oh yeah, I'll get the Cron, and I've not changed my defense knowing that I didn't get the Cron on my main. Really, I should have pulled him off defense and set 2 other teams. But yeah, that worked very well. I'm actually surprised. I mean, not surprised in the sense that the Cron's good, but I'm surprised that it wasn't more difficult, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's kind of how good a Cron it is, to be fair. Let's just bring this up. It is... So, I said I'm going to do Jabba. I don't feel like I need Jabba for anything else, so let's go for it. Oh. Bit premature bushing. Yeah, again, I don't see the need for a Cron there. Yeah, I heard Second Sister was quite favourable. I didn't think it was when I first read it, but I heard some explanations and I was like, okay, I get it now. I mean, to be honest, I was kind of anticipating Reva's being okay, but then, yeah, it seems pretty flat when you think about it. I think in my head, it was that idea of you usually give Reva the busted one. It's as if they said, right, we'll let the other Inquisitors have a go this time. I suppose, unlike previous times the Inquisitors have had a Cron, this time it won't be going to Lord Vader. I was just going to say, we're going to get hit, aren't we? Yeah, I think... I do like 8th in terms of... I feel like 8th does have some good purpose in the team. It's why 9th never makes it. But I get your point. I think the others are too crucial in 5s. Oh, I thought we'd get him then. Don't kill. We're not killing. Now we are. Just want to cleanse the healing immunity and then I think, right, we're back to 57. Okay. Infanzori. Traya. Said it so many times. I really wish someone could just organize my PC. Like, I'd try and do everything myself. Obviously, I've got no support in that regard, but I'd just love it if someone was like, you know what, I know what you use. I'm going to try and just sort your stuff out for you. It makes it sound like I've got poor organizational skills saying that, but it's more just a case of, I feel like I'll see like other people's like desktop setups or like how they have the streaming setup set up, and I'm like, why doesn't mine look like that? I think it might just be like well, I'll say streamer envy, but you know, just being envious of what other people do. The grass is always greener, etc. All right, pop that. And Zori, goodbye. All right, so that wall was okay. Bit of a shame we dropped on Enoch, but it was okay. Let's see here, we got 3 out of 5. Let's just go for Wampa. Kick off. I wouldn't say it's like a busted Cron, but I'd like to think the Night Sisters with offense to defense. The Temmin on basic, I think it is, for Talzin. I'd like to think that would give her a bit of viability against something back here. Worst comes to worst, it's just something I can use. I didn't do it this round on my main, but I do like Aphra in this lineup, or against this Bad Batch group. I mean, the fact that when they die, it doesn't proc BT, really nice. You go from, like, say, risking 56, 55 to pretty much a guaranteed 57. At least based on the experience I had in the last round. Although, I tend to always back Aphra in those situations. You know, like, it's less Aphra and more BT1. I've always loved my BT1 how it's modded and how it's built, so yeah. I feel like if you give BT1 a chance to kill something, it's usually going to get the shot. Let's... Oop, did I click on the wrong one? I did. I just noticed Wrecker there as well, so they put 5s on offense for Slacker. Alright, 1, 2, 3. I'd be amazed if any of those 3 were faster than my Darth Revan. Why was Scav Rey proving me wrong? Okay. I think we're still okay. Yeah. I would like to debuff myself, but I don't think we're going to get the chance. Yeah, 56. I think that was Holdo who nicked a banner. I might be wrong in the actual lineup here, but I think this could work here. Yeah, it's going to be a basic. Swap with Yoda. Swap with Yoda. Swap with Revan. I'm going to do this just to avoid hitting him. There we go. Not perfect banners, but it got us through it without dropping. Alright, I figure we do Reva here. If anything, I assume the AI will be a bit thick. Blind on a Jedi seems pretty handy. Alright, 57. Nice and solid, that. And then this we do Rex 5. Well, we're facing Rex 5, so we do this. Might as well throw on the last DC. Okay, so there is an omis, so we're going to have to be a little aware that there could be something funky going on. There's a blind there and I didn't see it. Very fitting if so. All right, Wrecker's furious. I feel like we're going to lose Set. Nope. Rex was very kind to us. This is the downside of my set being modded for little to no speed. It means when given the opportunity, you will tank hard. Arguably too hard. I can only assume it's the using JMK against Slacker and they need 5s. That's the only answer I've come up with, but... There's answers on the postcard if not. Didn't really fit though. You better not doing the team versus doing that because the whole point is 5 sacrifices, so... Yeah, a bit of a waste of that, but hey, it was easier for me. Although they got a bit lucky, you know, with the, what do you call it, the Rexolate. All right, we got triple attacker. Rally 5, punishing 1. Let me just back up a sec. Okay, I can afford to go Negotiator. I had to think to myself, do Negotiator or do Executrix, but my TIE Fighter pallet's got mods here, so I don't really trust it with mods. I don't really trust it without, but I trust it less with. I like that starting TIE Fighter being as squishy as heck when I'm facing Executor. Okay, so Rex dies. We go all in. We fly by. And hopefully we can nuke. Nearly. Enoch. I don't like hitting this when we're going to kill a target, but... Oh, we didn't kill. All right, that kind of takes away the awkwardness there, then. Pop that on 5s for the fact it's out in the open. Don't really like bringing out Anakin at this point because I feel like we've got to do a basic because it's going to do a cleanse pretty much straight away. And if I AoE now, I'm going to get countered up the wazoo, so I've got basic again. And now Anakin dies. So it was a catch-22, that. What do I do? Yeah, we're in two-shot territory here. I feel like it got away from me when I essentially had to hit punishing 1 with Enoch. Yeah, it felt like it was going wrong at that point. I mean, I don't mind this. It's a cleanup at this point, but it's not a drop you want. I was weighing that up in my head. What do I want to clean up with? And I thought, well, this is like a standard executive. Granted, preloaded, but I think I'd prefer that. Yeah, I'm glad we're on the same wavelength there. I mean, that is never nice. But fingers crossed. Yeah, I want nuke, but I think let's just build it up a little bit. You have that a minute. And now you can have that. Okay, feeling better. Where the hard coded to go for silencer? I do mean that genuinely, by the way. I swear they are. I have no knowledge of it. It always feels like, given a choice, they will go for the one that essentially kills the counter. We stun there. We won't because of the tenacity up, but it makes me feel better hitting there. Ugh. Okay. Let's pass that there and nuke. I feel like I bought out the Special Forces ship to just be a punching bag. Take a few hits for me. Look pretty when you die. All right, feeling better now. Let's do that. Turn me to the team. Basic. Thankfully, that's not high damage on its own. And corn assist. All right, so that was a drop, but I should be able to make up for it using Prof on Negotiator. I feel like on this account, I need to practice Endurance versus Leviathan more, because I wouldn't say I'm dead set on it on my main, but I've got the gist of it. Whereas the only difference between the two is that on my main I'd use Phantom and Lando because they're higher relic, whereas on here I'd use Ahsoka and Plo. And I know this is a weird thing to bring up when I'm going in for this battle, but it's the idea. If I had that comfort, I would probably set Prof on defense here as well, just to essentially try and make that fleet battle, fleet wall a bit more of a challenge. Yeah, because right now it feels like I'm just giving them one, which I don't like. I keep saying it, on my main I'm missing Ahsoka, and because of that I feel like I need the fleet wall to do more, counteract that. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a fair argument. I mean, it's not something like I'm concerned about at this point, but when we see the final score, it might be more of a concern. It's where I haven't been keeping track this time, but yeah, I think if they can actually be efficient, then they're not going to have that much difficulty. The only thing with triple meta as well, if you do trip up, you've got to be good with your cleanups. Like last week, I actually missed on each of my first attempts with an opposing triple meta. I managed to clean each up, so it was 2 on each, but that lost me the round. You know, and it's like, obviously that's ships in general, you know, they determine it most of the time, but yeah, it's where you think to yourself, can you be more efficient elsewhere? Especially in rounds like that. Feels like if you're relying on ships to do work for you, you're relying on something that people at this level know what they're doing. Ooh, wow. I thought to myself for the first time in quite a long time I was going to lose a ship in this counter. Yeah, let's heal up. That Ahsoka had me scared for a second. Yeah, I think that's... to be honest, I was talking to someone the other day and they were saying something pretty much along those lines. I think they said they were doing Executor on defense. And I get that, you know, I think if you could argue which fleet is the most annoying to face, that is the one, so it makes sense having it on defense. But, yeah, I think it's the idea that you're less likely to drop banners then, aren't you? Well, you know, if you've got the good toys for offense. I mean, it's like on my main, I'm not getting 77s. That's pretty much out of the question. Let's do this. Yeah. I mean, there was a point when I was pretty much doing that. I had I had Leviathan and Profundity on offense, Exec on defense, and I wouldn't say it was a waste, but it just felt like it, because there were times when I was using Leviathan to take out Malevolences, and it was just, it didn't feel like I was getting the best bang for my buck for it. So I ended up putting Leviathan and Exec down, like how it is here. And it's felt better, because even like rounds like this, most of the time I just need I just need Profundity pretty much to give me that edge. But yeah, it's like you say, then if they've got, say, have to use Leviathan to take something out, yeah, the pieces just keep getting moved around a bit, don't they? I don't... Did I press the wrong button then? No, I think that was right. We're all right. I think I was just confused what part of the battle I was in then. I thought, have I reinforced or not? All right, let's do that. There we go. I think if I can keep Rose in the battle, I've had a good day. 2002. Beatable. I always used to say 2000 was the golden score in threes. 1800 and fives. It feels like both of those numbers have gone up a bit. It's like 2030 in threes. Probably about 1830 and fives, to be fair. So yeah, it might not be relevant. This guy might not even attack. But we'll see. Just checking, he hasn't taken a hit yet. And if I back out, I might just be able to clarify if he has actually got fives on offense for a reason. Let's go for that one. Yeah, that's what they're doing. JMK Cat 5s. Still a bit weird though, because he didn't win it. So it looks like he's still having some issues. Oh well. Fingers crossed he has an issue or two with mine. Alright. I don't know if that sounded crackly, it did to me. We are done for the day. I'm just trying to check something before I block off. Yeah, I think one of my stream's still weird. Yeah, that like blue thing on the left, there should be another one That way. No, that way. I swear I know left to right. But yeah, for whatever reason, there's only one on the screen. But it's a new thing. I've got to work out why it's being arsey. Can I just show this before I go? Or check it, I should say. No, I don't get it. For whatever reason, it doesn't want to show anything. Okay, never mind. I'll have to give that one up as a bad job. Alright, so I'm still in that weird area on YouTube where I can't actually do raids or anything or redirects because YouTube doesn't think people under 1,000 subs should have that right, I'm guessing. So if I send you somewhere, it's your call if you want to go there yourselves. But please do. I believe I'm going to Wampa. I think I am. It all depends if he's still online. He's still online, so I'm going to send you there. Alright, so yeah, thank you very much for being here, folks. Like I say, today I've had a bit of a weird feeling in my head. I know that's a weird line to come out with, but yeah, it's been a rough one on my end, so thank you very much for the company, folks. I've appreciated it. I'm going to be back on Thursday, hopefully in a better frame of mind in that sense. And yeah, fingers crossed Temmin hasn't dropped out a Kyber one, because that is kind of nice. Crimson, if we can get the 1-2 for the week, that's been a good recovery, so hopefully we can try and get a positive win rate for the end of the season. Well, actually, same for both accounts there. Other than that, yeah, thank you very much for being here. Just one last check before I go, because I am a dopey idiot who always forgets these things. Have we had anything here? Yes, we have. I nearly walked off without saying thank you to Beefheart Pockets for the sub. I knew there was something that I was forgetting. Alright, so, one prat. Let's get to you, folk. Well, let's get to you, man. Here we go. Alright. I'll be seeing you Thursday, folks. Have a good rest of your week. See you then. Bye for now.